Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today we're gonna join the bandwagon. And I've seen like Majin Bay, and I've seen Runeterra, and I've seen BBG all playing this Nasus Zilean Bolts of Helia deck. And I'm like, what is it about this deck that everybody's playing it? Well, just like everything that's quote-unquote new in Legends of Runeterra, is very easy for everybody to jump into the bandwagon, including me, and a little bit late, but I'm still gonna jump right on it. If you have not seen this deck for whatever reason, if you're not following any of those content creators that I mentioned, make sure you follow them, whether on YouTube or Twitch, because you're missing out. BBG, Majin Bay, and Runeterra are all amazing. But if for some reason you haven't seen this deck because you don't follow them, then let me explain to you what's going on here. This Nasus Zilean deck is playing Bolts of Helia. So you might not be familiar with this landmark, but it was recently buffed from 5 mana to 4. And what it does is that at round start, you kill your most expensive ally to summon another ally from your deck that costs 1 more. So the idea is you kill a 4-cost ally to summon a 5-cost, and it's coming a 6 and coming a 7. So you kind of end up going in a chain and able to build your deck around having good success from that chain. The chain in this deck is pretty simple. You're going from Nasus to Rekindler to Terror Tides. Terror Tides is that deep card that does -2 to all enemies, allowing your Fearsome attackers, aka Nasus, to actually be able to push damage. The reason why this combination works is because Nasus is also getting bigger and bigger every time one of your units dies from Bolts of Helia, because it counts as slaying a target. So it's very easy for Nasus to get out of control if the opponent doesn't deal with it just from the value that you get from Bolts of Helia. Now, to get to Nasus, you have 2 options. You can have the Sandseer, which you can get by having the Chimerian Dragon. So if you go all the way to the start of the chain, you can go Rockbear in turn 3, Bolts of Helia in turn 4, the Rockbear dies and becomes a Chimerian Dragon, the Chimerian Dragon dies and becomes a Sandseer, which when someone gives you a free draw anyways, and then from there it turns into an Nasus. Or if for some reason your opponent is able to deal with the Chimerian Dragon, you're able to actually have the Grumpy Rockbear that gets summoned from the Hibernating Rockbear, which we have from the Rock Shepherd, and we actually also main deck to Hibernating Rockbear. That unit is actually a 5-cost unit. So as long as you have that unit in the field, you will get a Nasus when he dies to the Bolts of Helia. So you have multiple ways to actually get the Nasus on the field, and then from there, kind of go from there. The rest of the deck is kind of adding consistency. You do want to get the Bolts of Helia early, so Ancient Prep and Forsaken Bakai are able to give us those predict. We have some controls tools like Quietus, Battlefield, and Vengeance to be able to deal with the opponent's units so that we're not just getting aggro down. We have access to Battle Negation to protect our Nasus or our turn kill as we can. And obviously we have Glimpse of some additional draw. We also do play Zilean, same reason as the Forsaken Bakai, the Ancient Prep, just another predict so that we can actually get that Bolts of Helia early. And again, the key part here is that the Rockbear Shepherd summons itself and having any Rockbear. So even if the opponent kills the Rockbear Shepherd to kind of disrupt your chain, eventually it will summon your Grumpy Rockbear, which will get killed by the Bolts of Helia to get your Nasus out on the field. So it's a pretty cool combo, very creative. I don't know who was the original creator of this deck. Again, I just kind of see all this content creator playing it. So I figured let's go ahead, give it a shot and see how this goes. And it's actually very fun. So hope you enjoyed. The game's coming up soon. And if you do, make sure to like this video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this matchup, we're going against Ryze. Why is the opponent playing Ryze, man? Okay, we have the Bolts of Helia and we have the Rockbear Shepherd. And we have the Nasus in our hand. Actually gonna kick the Nasus out. Yes, I think I'm just gonna go Ancient Prep, Rockbear Shepherd. Maybe actually we play the Ancient Prep on. So I want to see if we can make it so that the Rockbear comes down like at an earlier time. We can also just go I kind of want to play. No, because this unit's gonna die anyways, right? Sandseer, Rattle Negation. It has to always be Rattle Negation. We have this. We have the Rattle Negation in our hand, and we're chilling. With the Rockbear Shepherd, opponent has no way to actually kill this, even if they get the Shard Betrayal. because he has 3 HP. Now, the idea by putting the Rockbeard Shepherd first is that, and putting this last turn, is that we can at least have 1 unit that's going to get killed by bolts of Helia no matter what happens. So no matter what happens, we'll have at least 1 unit that's going to get killed, whether it's the Rockbeard Shepherd or the Clockling. And by also having this happen now, okay, well, I get punished by this. That's my mistake. I didn't play around the Claws of the Dragon, and that's my mistake. So I think that loses me the game, by the way, because I needed to be able to get this slowed down. Well, I guess losing the game is a big war. Unless the opponent gets the Shower Betrayal here, I don't think I lose the game yet, because I'm gonna get my Bolts of Helia enabled. But that's definitely a big whiff on my part that I forgot about. I'm gonna just drop the Bolts of Helia, let you play your Ryze if you want to. I'll take the 6 damage. I'm not scared of the damage they're doing with Ryze. And just start working on this card. Oh wow, they don't even attack. Why? Why not even attack? I'm kind of confused there. Let's start with the Forsaken Bakai. And bring the Zilean. Because I'm thinking I'm actually going to go ahead and play the Camarilla Soldier and kill this Zilean, by the way. Yeah, so I'm going to let this happen. And now that the opponent tapped out of the way to kill this Camarilla Dragon, we can just go like this, right? Do I care about Zilean? I really don't. I really don't care about Zilean. I'm gonna go Camarilla Dragon here. Get my Nasus a little bit bigger. This is Fearsome and it's a pretty big unit. Also has Furies, gave me another trigger, and Nasus gets bigger. As long as we have Rider Negation to protect the Nasus that is gonna come down, we should be okay. This dies to the Bolts of Helia. Another Shower Betrayal is only hitting this Forsaken Bakai. We get a Hibernating Rockbeard. Actually, the Rockbeard dies. Never mind, we get the Nasus right away. Yeah, the Rockbeard dies. I forgot about that. So Nasus already comes down the field, and we have access to Siphoning Strike if the opponent is not careful. So if the opponent is not careful, we can Siphoning Strike. The only downside is that we don't have the mana for both Rider Negation and Siphoning Strike. So we don't have the mana for both. So what if we just go for Forsaken Bakai and Heedless Resurrection to bring the Nasus back if we need to? We need the board space because the Nasus is gonna die and bring back a Rekindler. So we need to have the board space. The opponent stops at Rider Negation. They cannot tap out. Did they use 2 spells last turn? The Shower Betrayal did kind of set flow. So they do have access to yeah, we're just gonna pass. They have access to the Recall, right? This is gonna bring back the Rekindler, which brings back the Nasus. We attack with everything. Opponent knows that we have Rider Negation in our hand. So they cannot tap out of deny. So whatever they do this turn, they have to always keep mana for the deny so that they can deny our deny. If it's just a recall on the Nasus, I'm okay taking this and pre-playing the Nasus. Or we can just force it out, right? We could force the deny out right now. So let's say that we force the deny out here. I don't think so. I think we just let it happen. I could have forced the deny out of them there, which was probably better. I don't know if that's actually true. Forcing the deny out, if that was better. I think I'm okay replaying the second Nasus. Opponent's gonna try to continue pranking this Rider Negation. Because we can play the second Nasus here. This is gonna die and bring back my second Terror. And next turn we have a pretty big Fearsome attack that the opponent has to watch out for. And now we have access to Rider Negation plus the Siphoning Strike. So the opponent has to find their second warp here to keep this Nasus to keep this Ryze alive. They find it. We can chill. If the opponent wants to clear 2 of our cards, that's okay with us. Because we'll be able to play the Rekindler afterwards.
name is Ryze. I am the Runeterra.
They went for the stun? Wait, they went for the stun. Okay. We could play our second terror. They're just gonna hit the deny again. If we go here, we can also get another Nasus, right? So regardless, we get double Nasus and still have Random Negation. Yeah, I think I like this. I think I like forcing the opponent to have the answer for this. We don't have the deny anymore. Okay. Do we Siphoning Strike? I don't think the Siphoning Strike makes sense, right? Opponent just used a deny. That's kind of crazy to me. This is gonna stay alive. Opponent's gonna have to deal with the Fearsome attacks. They're gonna only be able to recall one thing. I guess they have the stun. The stun takes 2 mana. We have access to this. The Siphoning Strike I don't think makes sense just yet. I think we keep the Siphoning Strike for when the opponent taps out of answers. They would predict into the Vengeance. That way we can actually kill the Ryze if we need to. We push damage. A second Homecoming and the stun taps the opponent out of answers. The Ryze cannot block because it's down to just 2. This is 12. Opponent lives at 2. Opponent will live at 2. They have to stun the Ryze. Freeze. Okay. We don't have enough for Random Negation plus Siphoning Strike. But we do have enough for Random Negation plus Vengeance, which is not bad for us. If we deny this now... I think I have to force them to have to replay a second Ryze. I don't think I deny this right now. I think I play the Siphoning Strike into the Vengeance. Opponent could have access to... If opponent has access to the recall, I want them to recall the Terror of the Tides. That way the Nasus is gonna die and bring back another Rekindler. So if they can recall this, okay, that cannot be right? I want to force them to have to play a recall on their own unit. So if they have the recall, they're gonna have to replay it. Okay, they didn't have the recall either. All right. So now they have to find a second Ryze before we can commit lethal. And now we have double Random Negation, and the opponent only knows about one of them. So if we play the second Terror, nothing that the opponent does can stop us. Could also be a second Rekindler. I think we found the win. Because opponent lost. I guess opponent could have a reduced Ryze here. We can wait for the shard to hit Zilean twice, and then we can play the Rekindler, right? And get another Nasus. Instead of playing the Terror. Opponent could technically have the shard plus Ryze. They have 6 unit mana to have both. And if they do, we don't have an answer for it. So if they have the second Ryze and the second shard, no, that doesn't work that doesn't work anymore. Because for them to use the shard here, unless they got the second shard from the drum solo, it taps them out of the unit mana that they need to play both the Ryze and the shard. So now the opponent's out of options. And their Fearsome block, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't have enough. They even kill my Zilean for me. So this is game. I guess they could have a 2-mana Ryze. If they drew the Ryze for drum solo, they actually get there. I'm not gonna play around it. If you have exactly the Ryze from that drum solo, then you win. Because that would be crazy. That means that the drum solo would have drawn them into the Delve and into the Ryze. Is very two very specific cards. Nope, doesn't have it. We open attack next turn. This gets rid of the Fearsome blocker. Jury Rig doesn't do anything for you. Time Trick doesn't do anything for you. Yada yada yada. Double deny means that we win no matter what you have. And there we go. The Fearsome was really good in this deck, and why the Terror and the Cameron Dragon can sometimes carry. I'm gonna show them the other deny that I have. If they try to do this, I'm gonna show them the other deny first. Just because they might be keeping a deny in their hand to stop our deny. I mean, it doesn't matter. They don't have enough. There's no way they have enough, right? So this is they can block here. They will have to still stop 3 of my units somehow, while also keeping enough mana to deny our deny. And there's another delta that they just drew, and that's game. Yeah, let me show it to him. Let me show it to them. Look at that. I have another deny in my hand, so it doesn't matter what you have. GG's. We got to see Nasus level up as well, which is always nice. It was close. It was very close though. If the opponent has a way to save that Ryze and is able to play the shards, we would have actually lost, right? If they could have recalled their own Ryze, they would have been in a really good spot. So, GG's. In this match, we're gonna against Braum Norra with Helia. I haven't seen this deck in a while, so obviously it's gonna be... Okay, well, we get our Rock Bear, we get our Quietus for Norra. I think we're in a really good spot here. And we even get Balfis. So obviously this deck is kind of playing for the Spirits Unleashed. Opponent's gonna have a hard time dealing with us here though, because of the Bolts of Helia in our opening hand and our Rock Bear Shepherd to allow the having any Rock Bear to come down. And I start getting my Nasus in the field, etc, etc. Let's see what happens. We pass. We can quiet the Norra. Oh, okay. I don't like seeing Rekindlers in my hand, because that means that if we draw the second Rekindler, then we kind of get stuck with Nasus in the field with the Bolts of Helia, right? Alright. I'll take that 2 damage from that. I don't really care. Is there a chance that the opponent has a way to kill my Rockbear Shepherd? Absolutely. There's always a possibility. We actually drew the second Rekindler. Ah! I'm gonna... Well, it means that the Nasus is not gonna die. So it means that the Nasus is not gonna die. Opponent's gonna go for the Spirits Unleashed. If we go here, it still keeps it alive, so it's fine. Yeah, I don't know why I was trying to do that. The problem now is that the Norra is going to be out of range. That's not true. We can still Bio plus Quietus to kill the Norra. So we can still Bio plus Quietus to kill the Norra. The Soldier, the Cameron Dragon gets us there. We don't have a way to kill our own Nasus. Yeah, so we don't have a way to kill our own Nasus. Now we cannot beat the Norra, right? So now we cannot beat the Norra. We can go here. I guess that gives us the way to kill our Nasus to enable our Rekindler. And I think that's okay. We can also Balfis here. Start making our Nasus bigger. Yeah, I mean, we know you have the Norra. We know you have the Norra, so it doesn't matter what we do. This is gonna trigger first, and then the bolts trigger second, getting us our Nasus on the field. Then we're gonna have access to Glimpse to be able to make Nasus even bigger, and be able to kill it to actually get our Rekindler down. So let's go here. I need to get Rekindler down because Rekindler gives me access to... Oh, that's tilting. Yeah, that's tilting. Because now we need to rely on the second Nasus. So fortunately for us, we do have access to the Sanseer. I like this Vengeance. I don't like that Norra whatsoever. So we can Sanseer here. Kill that Norra. Glimpse our Nasus. And have access to Rekindler. I guess I do have to be careful about this Norra though, huh? It is pushing me, it is pushing a lot of damage. Definitely need to kill this Nasus before the opponent can have a second minimum. I need to just vengeance this though. I need to just vengeance this first. I really don't like this Norra being on the field. And I feel like I'm taking too much damage. I'm gonna just do it. I'm just gonna do it. I hope that the opponent has no minimorph. Yeah, okay, perfect. That helps me out. That sets me up for my... We lose the Rekindler, but we still have a second Rekindler, so that's okay. And then sets me up for the Nasus attack. Opponent's gonna have to commit the freeze. We also get a Zilean here, which not a big deal, but better than nothing. And this Rekindler on the field is gonna set up the Terror of the Tides, which is then gonna set up my attacks later on, yada yada yada, and go from there. So we definitely gotta play this Rekindler now. That's a big monkey idol, by the way. So we definitely gotta play this Rekindler now. I like having access to the Siphoning Strike, that's why I didn't want to play Nasus. That way Rekindler dies here to the bolts, and we get access to the Terror of the Tides, which could potentially let me present the lethal. Opponent should be freezing this. You cannot let this Nasus level up. I don't think you can let this... If the opponent lets this Nasus level up, we win the game. Yeah, you have to freeze this. Entomb is more annoying, but doesn't go there. We have the second vengeance for the Norra. We can go here. We get a actually, you know, second terror is not bad. Second terror is not bad. I like the second terror. We're really gonna get a terror here when the Rekindler dies. Oh, unless we just play, unless it gets the one that's top on our deck, right? If it's on top of our deck, okay, perfect. So this works for us. Then we can play second terror, and we guarantee that we can take every one of their units away from Fearsome blocker range, because he will do -4 with double terror on the field. We can even... The question is, do we let this Norra stay? I guess so. At this point, the bolts of Helia doesn't matter, right? We really got the body that we needed from it. We don't have anything else that's more expensive. So we just go double terror the tides, force the opponent to have an answer, otherwise they lose all their fearsome blockers. So they're losing all their fearsome blockers here, unless you have another... Okay, I'm not scared of the It That's There, because we have the very nice, and we can... I mean, sorry, we have the Rare Negation. So we have the Rare Negation, and we can still... Now we get double Nasus on the field. This is the Forsaken Bakai, the Zilean. Let's get rid of the Forsaken Bakai. So we know that we have the Rare Negation, so I'm not scared of the It That's Theirs. If we can level up these Nasus, I think we just win the game. So Rare Negation. We also have Resurrection if we need to. Okay, cool. Opponent's gonna have to commit the freeze again. You don't want these Nasus to level up. If I can bait out the freeze now, it's also better for us. Because I think the opponent loses now. My Nasus both are gonna have a Spell Shield, right? So even if the opponent has a second very nice next turn, the Spell Shield will stop it. And all we have to do is just Rare Negation, right? And then the double terror is gonna finish the game, allowing us to push the lethal, to push the damage that we need. Doesn't even get the It That Stairs. We can just vengeance that Norra. I am kind of scared that she's about to get. She's leveled up, so the portals that she's gonna get might like high rollers, right? Opponent could potentially high rollers. They don't even get the monkey idol anymore next turn, so it's better off for them to just replace that monkey idol. They just tapped out. They just tapped out of the It That Stairs, so I don't even have to worry about it. We just keep the Rare Negation, man, and just chill. We're gonna have double Nasus, so everything gets -2.
Wondrous discoveries await below.
And yeah. I'm having a hard time seeing how the opponent does anything here. We go deep as well to this. So the terrors are actually 11 attack, 9. I don't know why I said 11. I was thinking deep was 5 for some reason. They're 9 powers, so second very nice doesn't get you there, my friend. I guess opponent could have their own deny, right? To deny our deny, so wallop. So they're trying to set it up so that, yeah, they're trying to set it up so that they can freeze the Nasus. Yeah, that's game. It was a good try. You know what? Let's just kill this. Let's kill the Zilean too. Let's kill the Zilean too. This is obviously this is dying to a group shot, so we don't want to do it here. Let's me play the second Nasus. I mean the third Nasus, sorry, not the second. And we have 2 Nasus with Spell Shield. The Norra does stay alive, and she does get auto. But I don't need to, I'm not even gonna block, right? I'm not gonna block because I don't want to give the space to get a portal on the field. Their units, the units are full, so yeah, nice. You got the, hey, look at that. They're putting high roll, but wasn't high roll enough. There we go. Everything is a 0 and it's a -65. They have a little V8 that actually, but in this matchup it didn't matter. We got lucky that the opponent didn't have the second minimorph. And they also didn't have the Eat the Stairs, right? Because they could have done Eat the Stairs last time and then another very nice. And it would have slowed us down enough to potentially let them stabilize, so GG's. In this match, we're going against Evelynn Viego. We do have Vengeance, which is always nice to be able to deal with the Evelynn or the Viego. We get the Bolts of Helia as well. So now we just need to look for the cards that synergize, and we have the Hibernating Rockbear. So the Hibernating Rockbear is nice. However, I might just go ahead and do the Zilean instead. It's gonna give me the Shepherd, right? Or do I just want to have Nasus as early as possible? This is tough. Because this is gonna give me the Nasus as early as possible, which could be nice, because then it goes into a Rekindler and then into a Terror of the Tides. But it is gonna get rid of the value of the Bolts of Helia really quickly. We have Vida's Resurrection, which is nice. Yeah, we go Zilean here. I guess we will at least be able to kill one Zilean, right? So we will be able, I like the Battle Feast. I like the Battle Feast better than the Time Bomb.
Time is winding.
As a way to stop like a Haste Spike for some reason, or something similar if I need to block it. Yeah, we go Bolts of Helia. Actually, the Zilean will not die. It will be the Hibernating Rockbear, so we will get a baby Nasus right away. Which is both okay. Okay, that Fury could be annoying. The Quick Attack is really annoying, so I don't want to have to deal with this Quick Attack on whatever unit the opponent summon. So I'm just gonna Battle Feast this. We're gonna, because the way that it works is that this should be triggering first. So this triggers first, killing this, and then we get the baby Nasus. The problem with the baby Nasus is that it could get hit by the opponent's value right here, right? So the opponent will be able to summon potentially another unit. Like the Fury is gonna get them. Oh no, they don't even get to kill the Zilean, right? I think that's fine, right? It lets me play Battle Feast if I need to. Yeah, it lets me play the Battle Feast.
You're all welcome.
Do I let them just kill this? I could let them just kill this as well, right? Because we just get to play the Sandseer anyways. Yeah, we just get to play the Sandseer anyways, giving me a draw and giving me the Nasus again. I think it's better than trying to risk the Battle Feast on the Spiderling and getting punished by like a Haste Spike. The opponent goes for the full value here, that's okay. So they had a way to stop our Battle Feast. But again, we have Rekindler. The Bolts of Helia still gets value because of the Spiderling. Summoning the last Zilean. Yeah, there you go. And then we can just chill here. We have multiple options. We can go for another Nasus with the Resurrection. We can start working on these time bombs. That's not a bad time bomb, to be honest.
She waits for me beyond the mist. My queen.
The problem with the Nasus here is obviously that it's gonna just die. So maybe I just chill. Maybe I just chill here for now. Just get some value, even if I take the damage from that Viego. I would love to have the vengeance here. Okay, well, that's a problem. That's a problem. I need Rekindler. I need Rekindler because I need to be able to do this. So I need to be able to block that Viego. The problem is gonna be this Viego just getting so big, right? So we lose the Rekindler, but we get another Rekindler there here after, because the Nasus is gonna die to the bolts. This is rough now. This Viego is way too big, even with my Nasus value. Oh, I don't have any more Rekindlers in my deck. That's why. I was like, what just happened? I don't have any more Rekindlers. Let's predict. This Viego is gonna just punish us. We only played 2 Rekindlers. I forgot about that. We have to start drawing. We have to start drawing. Because we need to draw Vengeance for Viego. If this Viego levels up, we're out of luck. I have to. I have to. It gets me another buff into the Nasus and it stops their draw. It's too good not to. The problem is that this is still this is gonna go to 17. It's either that or we draw like another Nasus spell. I did forget about the fact that we had already used up. We had already used up. We had drawn a Rekindler in our hand. I need this Nasus to somehow get bigger. Viego's already about to be leveled up, so the opponent will be able to take my Nasus. Kill my Nasus anyways. And we didn't get the answer. Right, so we didn't get the answer that we needed, which is the Vengeance. So this Viego's gonna level up anyways. We can try to glimpse, and opponent's just gonna stop it with a Vengeance. They should definitely deny this draw. You can't let us draw here. You can't let us draw here. Like, that's so weird. If we draw the Vengeance, you just lose your Viego for no reason. So if we had drawn, yeah, opponent's just gonna go for the Viego, for the Nasus kill. I think I just have to slap it. I have to just slap it. I know that the Nasus dies to the Viego anyways, but that gives me another Nasus next turn. That gives me double Nasus next turn between the Rekindler and the Resurrection. And maybe that's enough to get us there, because this is gonna be this is gonna be a pretty beefy Nasus, right? The problem is that the opponent still gets access to let's see if we can predict into the Vengeance. Still no Vengeance. Still no Vengeance, wow. Still no Vengeance is a problem.
Plenty of fire to go around.
So this dies. The opponent even gives us another trigger here. The double Nasus, the Nasus is still gonna die. As long as that Viego stays on the field, I don't even know if I should actually commit anything. Oh, like, it's so easy for me to just win if I have Vengeance. So easy. By doing it this way, I tapped out of the Healer's Resurrection doing anything for us. But I have to, because I need a Fearsome blocker, right? So I have to go like this. If we had double Nasus, maybe I'm threatening the Viego, but that's not true because the opponent even has the Steam too. We cannot even Quietus the Steam, so all we can do is just Quietus this girl, so that we at least keep ourselves a little bit healthy. The opponent kills our Nasus, gets another encroaching miss. We attack here because even if the opponent sacrifices the encroaching miss, still gets my Nasus a little bit more powerful for the last one. Like, where is my vengeance? Where is my vengeance? Renegation. 9, 12. Oh, come on. Okay, there is one out. I mean, opponent's still gonna kill this guy again, but now they have to technically play around the atrocity, right? They don't respect it. They don't respect the atrocity. There's no way, right? There's no way. There's no way you give me this Viego. No! 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 Opponent! Why? Why? Why would you give me this Viego? Opponent! What did I just witness, chat? What just happened?
So sorry.
You mean the
Unfortunately, the opponent still has that miss, right? Opponent still has that miss, but like, they just gave me a chance to like get there. The problem is the miss. Problem is the miss. I'm gonna have to just go ahead and just kill this Hydrovine. I hope that the opponent doesn't have a second Viego. So I just have to hope that the opponent has no second Viego here and that the opponent cannot have another Hydrovine on the field. We get a Fearsome blocker here. If they have a second Viego, they just win, right? So if they have a second Viego, they just win. I don't think that that's enough to get them there. They tapped out of the second Viego. I don't think the Collector is enough. We have plenty of blockers. This is 1 damage.
There's power in water.
Oh no, you gonna try to kill this Nasus? You're gonna try to kill this Nasus too. Okay. Let's see, let's see. I think I draw right now. We go. Okay, you have the Evelynn. You get able to give something else vulnerable.
Everything a girl could die for.
Ah, yeah. I kind of don't want to strike. If I strike here, I guess I could strike here, right? This thing is gonna die anyways. I can just strike here instead. This actually reduced the landmark. I didn't even think about the fact that it was gonna reduce the landmark. We're still in a tough spot, right? We are losing to the Collector eventually. Wait, opponent, you have no Fearsome blockers. You have no Fearsome blockers. No, like, I can't believe they actually threw this badly. There's no way, right? They actually just threw that badly. Wow. Wow. GG's. In this matchup, we're gonna against Norra PNC, which means that this is gonna be timelines. Timelines. We do have the Bolts of Helia. I think we can safely get rid of the Ancient Prep. I guess the opponent can have access to like a Mystic Shot, but I feel like we can safely get rid of it because I feel like I'm gonna get more answers here to get the Bolts of Helia enabled. Gonna skip for now. I don't think I like any of those options. Don't think we need to do anything because again, I do want to make sure that I have at least a unit for when the Bolts of Helia come down to start getting value from it. We could Biofeast this Bellringer. Of course they get Norra. Why did they always get Norra? At least it's not timelines, you know? Actually, it's better that the opponent didn't actually get the timelines. So maybe it's okay in the grand scope of things. I like the Healer's Resurrection so that we can actually get double Nasus on the field. I like keeping the Forsaken Bakai as a blocker because I feel like I'm gonna need the blockers. Right? So I'm gonna need the blockers to trade later. We can play Bolts of Helia. Zilean's gonna die. Opponent hasn't played whatever card got hit by the birds. But again, I think the fact that right now the opponent doesn't have timeline just means that this game is almost over. Just needs a little bit more push to be almost there. This is bad. Getting both dragons is actually not great for us. Opponent could have access to a Mystic to kill the Zilean, which is going to deny us our Bolts of Helia trigger. The reason why this is bad is because when the Shepherd dies, the Shepherd is not going to die to anything. Okay, they finally get the timelines. If Zilean dies here, I think that's okay. I mean, yeah, if they had killed it with like a Balthus, right? Obviously they didn't, so I'm kind of chilling here. We could actually come over and Soldier Dragon here, which is not bad, honestly, because I kind of do like the Fury and the Fearsome. It's gonna get us our Nasus in the field a lot quicker. We lose the Rekindler, but I think that's fine. The problem is the opponent's getting a lot of value here from timelines. So the opponent's getting a lot of value here from timelines. We can go here. Ooh, okay. That's a way to punish our pool. They got that from the thing. They got that from the Conchologist. We're gonna just go Balthus here. We're gonna get another Zilean. This also enables our Nasus to go a little bit bigger. Then we can also play Nasus here. We can always block the Barusan Safecracker with the Nasus and be okay. We lose one Nasus. That's the second I lose Travelers.
I dropped everything.
So we lose one Nasus. We drop the second one. Because we're gonna get Rekindler from this Nasus. I don't agree with this attack. Especially because you're gonna lose your Safecracker. I'm always blocking with Zilean. I don't have a reason not to. Like, you're gonna lose your Norra instead? Okay, so opponent decided to give up their Norra. I'm also fine with that. I'm kind of confused. Yeah, so we get Rekindler here. We lost one Rekindler, but we still have another one in our deck. We get Nasus dies, Rekindler comes out, and then next turn we're gonna get the Terror of Tides. We open attack with Nasus here to make sure that we level up the Nasus. Boom, boom. And this should get us there, right? This should get us there. Between the Nasus and the Terror of the Tides, I guess the Barusan Safecracker. Okay, opponent's denying us. Opponent just wanted to deny us our value here. Alright. They get to kill the Rekindler. So, the problem with killing the Rekindler, we already lost another Rekindler earlier, so that doesn't matter. All that's gonna happen. Oh, they don't even get to kill Rekindler. Never mind. So we still get the Terror. We still get the Terror anyways. Let's go ahead and just drop the second Nasus. Makes it so that the opponent attacks with anything, they kind of get screwed over. Maybe we just... I kind of... Like, my fear with the Time Bomb is hitting the Flash Bomb on the Rekindler. We don't hit it. We get to kill two of their units. Nasus goes up to 14. We get a Terror. Boom, boom. Opponents literally cannot attack. I think, like, this game is over. It doesn't matter that they have the timelines. There's nothing that they have in their deck that can deal with Nasus being this big. If the opponent handles something that can kill the Terror, I can just Vengeance. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna Vengeance anyways. Right? That way, the Terror is not in the risk of losing to a Mystic Shot. So, sorry opponent, we got the Bolts of Helia, and Nasus got big enough to just go from there. So, GG's. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's games. I had a lot of fun here with the Bolts of Helia. I think it's actually potentially a competitive deck. I think it is kind of tough when you don't get the Bolts of Helia early, though. feel like the deck doesn't have a lot more going for it without Bolts of Helia, but because we have so many predicts, you are able to consistently hit it on turn 4. But as you saw in some of our games, sometimes that actually doesn't happen. When that happens, you're gonna be in a more tougher spot. So just gonna keep that in mind. However, when you do actually hit it, this deck feels really, really nice, right? You're able to kind of get that curve and be able to progressively get more expensive units and have your Nasus just kind of naturally grow by the units that are dying through the power of the Bolts of Helia. In terms of mulligan, obviously you want to look for the Bolts of Helia. So you're going to mulligan for everything except for Bolts of Helia and potentially Ancient Prep and Forsaken Bakai, because on turn 1, those will give you the predict to be able to actually increase your odds of drawing the Bolts of Helia. So I'm looking for my predict cards, or I'm looking for the Bolts of Helia, and go from there. I don't really want to keep anything else if I don't have the Bolts of Helia in my hand. If I already have the Bolts of Helia in my hand, then I'm looking for the Zilean or the Rockbear Shepherd. The Rockbear Shepherd is just so good and kind of getting our curve enabled, because we can go Shepherd on 3, Bolts of Helia on 4. That is probably the best target for that you can go for if you already have the landmark in your hand. Aside from that, I mean, strategy-wise, just kind of keep track of your board space. I think that's one of the big things I struggle with, because you're going to have 2 board space to be able to get Rekindler and Nasus out on the field, all right, at the same time. So make sure that you have at least an extra board space before you can play your Nasus, if you have the Bolts of Helia in there. Otherwise, you're going to have to override your Bolts of Helia, because the last thing you want is your Nasus to just die, summon a Rekindler, and you don't have any board space to actually get that Nasus right back. The other thing you have to watch out for, if your having any Rock Bear is on your left and your Bolts of Helia is on the right, when the having any Rock Bear becomes a Grumpy Rock Bear, it will die right away because of the Bolts of Helia effect happening after that unit gets summoned. However, if it's the opposite and your Bolts of Helia is on the left and you're having any Rock Bears on the right, then you will not get that Bolts of Helia trigger right away when the unit gets summoned. So just gonna keep that in mind, some of those minuscule details with being able to pilot this deck correctly. Aside from that though, I mean, that's all there is to this deck. I might want to go a little bit higher on more glimpses. I feel like the glimpses have been a little more useful than the quarters, but aside from that, everything else feels pretty solid here. Hope you enjoyed today's games, and if you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOL videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Twitch Sirturmund. We stream every now and then, and you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all again tomorrow.